Welcome to World Cup 2026 Extra Time. My name is Stephen Rabinowitz, and I am doing this on Instagram, WCE Extra Time, World Cup 2026 Extra Time on YouTube and on Facebook as well. All right, this is match number four. This was the US's grand debut in the World Cup, first time playing in the home country at home in 32 years in the World Cup, and I have to say, can do a lot more of these if you're a US fan. This was a blowout. This was 4-1, the first ever time the US scored 4 goals in any World Cup game in history. The first time they've ever won a World Cup game since their first World Cup game by 3 goals. That's the first thing to note. The history that was made over here. Flo Balogun has 2 goals in this game, one in the 31st minute, one in stoppage time at the 45 plus 5. First time that's happened since 1930 that you've had a multiple goal game uh from a United States player. This is a blowout. This was the first half was all US. Pulisic, who was subbed out in the middle of that game. That's the second thing. Just the way the US played in that first half was fantastic. It looked as crisp as you've seen any team play in really going towards the goal in a long, long time. Weston McKennie was excellent. Uh, Tyler Adams was excellent when needed to be. It was just good. Even in the end of the game, right at the end of the game, Gio Reyna, who's had issues in terms of just attitude, you knew what happened in the 2022 World Cup. He didn't play a lot, and that caused a lot of trouble with his family and Greg Berhalter once everyone got back to America. That was a big brouhaha, but Reyna scores a goal late in this game on only really 14 touches and scores on what ended up being the last play of the game. The last play of the first half and the last play of the second half were both goals for the United States. For Paraguay, this was ugly. The first half was not good for them. It actually seemed like they had less possession than they did. It turned out it was about 65-35 on official stats in terms of possession for the United States, but it just looked like the US lived in Paraguay's end of the field the entire night. They just played sloppy. They played more aggressive in the second half, but when you concede that goal in the 7th minute, which ended up being an own goal by Bobadilla of Paraguay, it kind of forces you to change your plan a little bit. And Paraguay just really had no answer the entire night. And I thought when they scored the first goal, by the way, US has now given up nine consecutive games that they played now where they have not had a clean sheet. And United States goalie Matt Freese to not have to make a save tonight. The one goal he let up was not really anything he could have done anything about. It was just bad defense, really coming from a goal kick all the way down. But overall, Paraguay, the only thing it really did well was just kind of frustrate the US for a good portion of the second half. But even then, Paraguay needed to just keep it within two at certain points, and they let up that goal very late to Gio Reyna. So Paraguay is very much in the weeds right now, having to having to start -3 in the group stage and really just having to kind of make up ground and knowing that the probably not winning this group, they're going to have to try to sneak in to get themselves into the World Cup. So Australia, US is next. That's Friday afternoon next week in Seattle, Washington. Paraguay takes on Turkey a late Friday night. That's in Santa Clara. Again, Paraguay is going to need 3 points out of that game, or they are going to be drawing dead in their final matchup. United States, this is about as good as you could do. Second half, I'm not 100% sure. I liked a lot of the movement, like that first half, like before the hydration break and probably a little bit after the hydration break. It didn't seem like that they were pushing as much as they should. And then they actually had a good 10 minutes to close the game. It was about as perfect of a game as the United States could have played in an opener. Let's see if they can keep it up versus Australia. This is World Cup Extra Time. My name is Stephen Benowitz. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You know the deals if you watch right now. Thank you for watching. Next time we will be on will be Sunday. I'm going to do a double header of things because the Knicks play tomorrow, so I will be watching the games on Saturday, but I won't be able to recap them until Sunday morning for the Saturday games, and I'll try to come back on Sunday night and recap the Sunday games. Thank you for watching World Cup 2026 Extra Time. We're four down, 100 more games to go.